Here we have a used 2013 Toyota Highlander. Now this one comes in the Plus trim level in magnetic gray metallic. And then we have ash cloth interior. For the powertrain, we get a 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6 engine. That's made to a 5-speed automatic transmission. And I'll show you the miles on this one momentarily. But as we come around to the front end here, we get our halogen headlamps and halogen fog lights, excuse me. I think the high beams are on for whatever reason. So I'll turn those off when I come back around. And then for the wheels, we get these 17-inch aluminum wheels. Seem to be in pretty good shape. Now here's our door handle, power door lock controls, rear window lock. Then we have one-touch automatic up and down for the driver's side, just regular power windows for the other 3 doors. Bottle holder, mat pocket, power mirror controls are here, left side, right side, and you can offset in the middle, and then you can use that dial to adjust those. Traction control, heated windshield, and then we do have the brightness for the gauge cluster, which can be adjusted there. And then hood release, we have a foot pedal brake for the parking brake. Just push up or push down and then push it again to get it back up. Then we do have a manual tilt telescoping steering wheel. There's a horn sound. And there's our power driver seat. Even though we have these cloth seats, we do get power with 2-way power lumbar support, so that's pretty impressive there. I will say one thing I can't stand about this interior on these Toyotas is it smells like wet carpet after they've just been detailed. So it kind of smells like a dog peed in there, but that'll go away after a while, I believe. But I have that seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. So getting in here, fantastic leg room. Again, for someone of my stature, and I have several inches of headroom, so. But rear AC controls are here, fan speed can be adjusted there, direction, temperature, and then several different things going on here. So this is for the cup holders, and then I believe this is additional storage there. But it looks like it's a 3rd seat for the middle. So what you do, I guess, is put that in the middle there, and then that turns into a 3rd seat. That's what it looks like, at least. So that's interesting. I've not seen that before. But otherwise, you can just use this here, and then you have the cup holders, and then all that storage there. And then that's the 3rd row seat. There's a floor mat on top of those, so I'm gonna try and get that out the way here in a minute. And grab handle here, we could probably hang a plastic hanger or metal hanger hook there. Let's make our way towards the back. One thing I did forget to do is release the gas cap. So there's a release for that. And that's how you get there. Just takes regular. And there's our back end. Underneath we have our spare tire, exhaust pipe. And then again, we're gonna pull this back and then pull up on this 3rd row. And that's the comparison when the 3rd row is up to when the 3rd row is down. So there's your space there, which isn't bad, honestly, for a 3rd row seat in my opinion, especially in something that's not necessarily a full-size 3-row SUV. And then you also have releases for the 2nd row. So you can either fold it flat from back here, or from the front, you can pull up there and fold it flat. So it just makes it so usable if you just want to use this thing for storage. Bottle holders here. You do have room to put a cargo shade. And there's the cargo shade there. So just pretty practical in how they did the storage for this. And then one other thing, you hit this button, and then that's how you get that top glass up if you want that. Now to the front passenger seat, This one's manual, so we only have a 4-way manual, so just the seat back and seat bottom can be adjusted. But I do like that we have an additional storage pocket there for a smaller phone, or really, in 2013, if you have an iPod Nano or something, you could stick that in there. Lockable glove compartment. Owner's manuals are still in this one. And then back to the front end, that's with the headlamps and the fog lights on. The hood's popped, but oh well. And it's covered up mostly, but there's that 3.5 liter V6. That hood is heavy and loud. But let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. But first, we do have side rails on this one in particular if you want to add crossbars and make a roof rack out of it. So over here to the radio, we're gonna turn these lights off to get the brightness back up. I like how this screen is here first and foremost. Clock, temperature, cruising range, and then miles per gallon after we get gas. But down here we have our audio system. So we do get AM, FM, XM, or not XM, excuse me, but Bluetooth, AM, FM, and then if you have a USB, CD, or aux input that's hooked up, you can use that. So pretty straightforward system. Volume can be adjusted there. Tune knobs there. There's the CD drive there. We can eject there. And then you can hit this phone button if you want to pull that up for whatever reason. And then set up just a simple, very simple system here. So phone settings are here. Bluetooth settings are here. General settings. And then again, back in the Bluetooth, if you want to connect your phone, you can just add a new one, and then it'll tell you whether it's paired to the phone and audio or just one or the other. And we do get a backup camera there. Not the best picture, but it's a 2013, so I am impressed that we have a backup camera that works still. And these knobs are interesting. So hazards are there, and then over here you have your airbag sensors and your seatbelt light if the passenger doesn't have their seatbelt on up here. So like this storage pocket here. AC controls are there, so we can adjust fan speed, temperature, and then fan direction here, AC toggle, and then the rear AC there. And then we have a 12 volt and the USB-A and the aux input there. And more additional just random storage. But bottle holders are here. For the shifter, just hit the brake, pull down, reverse, neutral, drive, come over here to the S, and then we can manually shift there, all 5 of those gears. And then a 12 volt here, snow mode. So you hit that if you are needing the additional traction. And then we have that downhill brake control there. 2 more bottle holders, center console cubby space. And this view of the back seat from up here. So it's cool if you want to have your, let's say, car seat over there, and then all of that for additional storage. It feels almost like a minivan with all the space you get. And then sunglasses holder. My favorite thing is having this up here so you can keep your eye on the kids without having to adjust this rear view mirror. Now this here is sagging just a little bit, but not too bad. And then there's our vanity mirror with a light. And now back to the steering wheel here. Blinkers, auto. We can turn the daytime running lights off, low beams, fog lights, and then there are your high beams when the lights are on, and then you can flash there. And then we do have windshield wiper controls, intermittent. So one time, off, intermittent, low, high. We can adjust the intermittent here, and then our rear wiper, intermittent, on, and then we can adjust, or excuse me, we can pull down here for that rear wiper fluid, push up here for the front wiper fluid. Hit this mode button to go through your audio sources, and you can go through your radio station presets or track list by hitting these arrows, volume, Bluetooth controls. Hit this display button, and that'll change what's shown here. And then our cruise control, hit that to turn it on, cancel, and then we can adjust speed here. And then to the gauge cluster, we have 154, 626 in terms of mileage, and then we can adjust between the odometer or trip A or trip B. And here's our key fob, and we do have a turn key there. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2013 Toyota Highlander Plus out on the road for a quick test drive. So starting the test drive in this Highlander Plus, I do feel like the left side of my seat has lost support over the years. And the steering is just a little off to me. I don't know what it is, but something's not right there. I mean, it's not necessarily dangerous, but I can just feel it. Now we're gonna try out the manual shifts here. So not necessarily sporty, but I mean, it kind of lets you do what you want, and then also when it thinks you're not doing what you're supposed to, it takes over. So pretty quick. Just having that 3.5 V6. Now the ride quality is pretty good. Wind noise is just a bit up there, but again, it's windy out here. And for those of my subscribers that have been watching, I really appreciate you. I just opened up a houseplant shop here in Murfreesboro, so that's why I haven't posted the past couple of weeks, but trying to get back into it. There'll probably just be a limit on the videos being posted, so probably 3-4 times a week instead of daily, just as I get my plant shop up and going. But overall, getting on the interstate, the ride quality and even the feeling in the steering wheel was very good. So that's pretty impressive to have almost 155,000 miles on this odometer. And as far as the ride quality, again, the only big issue I'm having is just with this seat. I feel like there's been lost support from sitting on this cushion over the years. Now, I do think this SUV is a pretty good buy. I think this is around 10 or 12 grand right now before taxes and everything. And with this kind of miles, you have quite a bit of life left in this thing. And especially with this just naturally aspirated V6. Now the new Highlanders have that turbocharged 4-cylinder in them. And then just having this 5-speed as opposed to the 8-speed, I think repairs will be easier, less expensive. And just with these having a lot less going on, there'll be less frequency in the maintenance when it comes to the powertrain, at least. Now, one good thing about this Plus package, I said earlier that the smell is kind of the biggest issue. Like when you just shampoo these seats because they're cloth. But other than that, I mean, it's so simple to keep these taken care of in terms of just the interior. And then to the gauge cluster, I like how I can see the engine temperature on the left, gas on the right, speed, tachometer, and the odometer's right there in the middle, and then even the cruise button being nice, or the cruise indicator, green, illuminated, nice and bright. A lot of this stuff you just don't see on vehicles anymore. But overall, I think if you're trying to be on a budget, trying to save money, especially with interest rates being so high, vehicles being so high, you should be good on this one. I always, when I review a used vehicle, I try to mention to get an extended warranty just because I think they're relevant in today's market. But I mean, this right here, if you have a good mechanic, shouldn't have a lot of issues out of it anyway, but if you do, shouldn't be too expensive. And then this will last you probably another 10 years. With this being a 13, it should last you to 33. But again, it's a Toyota, so they're known to be reliable. and I feel like this one's no different. So with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2013 Toyota Highlander Plus.